As a very little girl, I did ballet classes, as many little girls do. And I was always very disheartened that no matter how hard I tried, I always got put in the back behind everybody else.
I remember little things like my family members would encourage us always to be active. And you never really knew what the root cause of being active was, but it was to be thin.
They were like, you can't dance, you're too fat. And they used to ridicule me, they laughed at me. I thought that, oh my goodness, I cannot dance because I am fat.
Society has always held up an ideal but unrealistic body type that we tend to strive for. We feel pressured to conform to that elusive but acceptable weight. For many, it results in a damaged self-image and low self-esteem.
Small, medium, large, extra large. Are you really happy with your size? Diet and exercise are multi-billion rand industries as many people spend fortunes to look just the right way. And not because they're unhealthy, but because of societal pressure.
From early childhood, insensitive comments about weight come from those closest and most difficult to ignore.
Our parents always want to help us, but little things like comments at Christmas, for example, when we are dishing up seconds. Oh, you're having another plate, are you? Or, oh, isn't that a bit much? Are you sure? Oh, you're also having dessert.
As a young adult, no matter how hard she tried, Beasley's weight never dropped to the ideal body size portrayed as the norm. But her self-realization came not too long ago.
What was your aha moment where you realized that actually, I'm okay the way that I am?
I was on a beach in Cape Town and I'd put on a whole bunch of weight. And I had the option to choose a full swimming costume or I had the option to wear a bikini. And I put on that bikini and it was the first time I really got to like breathe.
It was liberating, wasn't it?
Extremely.
Social media has become the frontier for body-positive expression and a platform for Beasley to send out her encouraging messages of fashion tips for plus-size women.
So we have a beautiful peachy little color. I feel super confident in this bikini.
For all its ugliness, social media has become a safe space for the body-positive community to share stories of inspiration, particularly for those who are still battling insecurities for being different.
Body positivity is a journey. It's definitely not a switch that gets flicked, but it's something that happened slowly over many years, actually.
For Meg Rindle, a 30-something mom, blogger, and ambassador for several fashion brands, the journey has been a roller coaster ride with weight issues and low self-esteem before finding her self-worth.
I sort of joke like this journey started with I'm just a fat girl who likes dresses and wanted to find some options that fitted me. And as I delved deeper and deeper into this world, I learned that there's so much more to it and that the problem is not with me at all, but with, you know, society and the system around us.
Rindle is an influencer of the body positivity community. She remembers her first modeling experience.
I felt rebellious but empowered, and to send the message to other women that actually this is what my body looks like. This is a normal, healthy body, and there's nothing wrong with your body either.
Body positivity also embraces uniqueness. 𝗶𝗵𝗀𝗶𝗴𝗶 𝗵𝗂, a visual storyteller from Soweto and mother of Samu, accepted her size, but she struggled when spots began appearing on her body. The condition, vitiligo, or loss of pigment-producing cells, got worse at university, so she tried to hide it with makeup.
I just felt like I was caged in my own body, having this makeup on. I had to decide that it's about me and how I feel in my body, and what I think about myself matters more.
When 𝗶𝗵𝗀𝗶𝗴𝗶 started posting about her condition on Instagram, she got mixed messages, some very negative.
The cyberbullying kind of came on social media with people's comments like, oh, you look like you have semen on your face.
How did you deal with the nasty comments?
People's opinions really don't matter to me. I just grew up that way.
And that's what her Instagram followers see, 𝗶𝗵𝗀𝗶𝗴𝗶 through her own camera lens.
So that process in itself has led me to accepting my body changes as well as my identity, which is perceived in obviously many different ways.
One of the things you're strong about is about being black, about being big, but also having a divergent pigmentation. What does that mean?
It just means more uniqueness, more individuality for me, and a better identification of self.
Expressing her individuality was difficult for 26-year-old 𝗀𝗵𝗶𝘀, a dance instructor from Mitchell's Plain. It took years to shake off the hurtful comments from schoolmates.
Ever since that experience of being bullied, I stopped dancing in public, and it was more of a private thing where I would lock my room door and I would dance. We're gonna jiggle all that holiday food that we all ate.
But as 𝗀𝗵𝗶𝘀 grew more confident about her abilities as a dancer, she became an instructor at a gym. She's now registered for a master's degree at the University of the Western Cape, studying society's portrayal of the ideal healthy body in magazines.
Traditionally, the slim woman is equated with being healthy as well as beautiful. So what does that mean for other bodies? I want people to know that you can be healthy at any size as long as you are eating well, you are exercising, and you are practicing self-love every day.
The body positivity community strongly emphasizes exercise and healthy eating. Dietitian Gail Landau has helped develop a mindful or intuitive eating approach and counsels clients to restore a healthy relationship with food.
I chose to do a self-study into intuitive eating when I became a bit disillusioned with the weight loss approach, which was rooted in a belief that you can only be healthy if you're a certain weight.
Or a certain size.
Or a certain size.
But aren't you what you eat?
You are what you eat, but not in terms of your size. So with intuitive eating, we can attain health goals by making nutritious choices that feel good for the body.
To be clear, you're not saying obesity is okay.
I'm saying that we need to move away from the stigma that makes the assumption that someone who is obese is unhealthy. If you look at body mass index, which is where we get the term obesity because of a classification, metabolically, in other words, when these patients have blood tests, they don't necessarily have abnormal blood sugars. They don't necessarily all have high cholesterol.
So we should do away with even the word obesity.
Ideally, we need to move away from the stigmatizing type of words and understand that it is a medical condition that requires a multidisciplinary, broad approach.
Ringdal firmly believes in intuitive eating, listening to a body's own hunger cues.
Intuitive eating is wonderful for getting back in touch with your body and what your body's needs are.
Perhaps the biggest drive of the body positivity movement has been acceptance by society of health at every size and to remove the stigma attached to those who are different.
It is 100% okay to not be perfect. That any kind of thing that you think is wrong with you, it's not wrong with you. It's the way that you were designed. It's the way that you were built.